Let us chant the first verse. Vedo nityamadhiyatam tadudikam
Vedo nityamadhiyatam tadudikam Karmasvanusthiyata
Teneshasya vidhiyatam
bhajate
Kamye
Kamye-matistyajyata
Papaugah paridhuyatam bhavasukhe
Papaugah paridhuyatam bhavasukhe Dosho-nusandhiyatam
Atmecha
vyavasiyatam nijagruha
Purnam
vinirgamyatam
Vedo nityam adhiyatam. You study the Vedas every day. Yesterday we discussed the purpose of studying Veda is to know what dharma is, how to live the life. The life must be lived based on some codes of conduct, such that our life is in harmony with the obtaining order or the harmony in the world. Then there is an order, there is a harmony, and it is like a harmony that exists in a big orchestra. When a number of people, musicians are playing in an orchestra, the different instruments, but all of them play the same tune, the same rhythm, then there is music. If one or more of them are out of tune, out of rhythm, then from music there is noise. So you can imagine the whole universe like an orchestra, and the whole nature is playing a certain orchestra. There is certain rhythm in the whole universe. There is certain, tune in the whole universe. When we discuss in the whole universe, there is a rhythm or the tune or raga of self-offering. How all the forces of nature constantly offer themselves selflessly. And therefore, in dharma also, there is a spirit of self-offering. It is also called duty, where I find myself duty-bound to the world around me. And my duty becomes your right. So the Vedic society is a duty-based society, not a right-based society. But my duty to you automatically becomes your right, and your duty to me becomes my right, understand? When the son performs duty towards the parents, it becomes the right of the parents. When parents perform duty towards the children, it becomes the right of the children. So in this model of duty, the right is automatically taken care of. Because in duty, there is giving, there is offering. and a mutual offering like a harmony that exists in our own body, which consists of so many limbs and so many organs, but all of them function in one harmony. They function as one organic whole. You know, the hands and legs and all these organs are different. And all the limbs also are different. And still, they all function as one unit, one organic whole. So also, the whole universe also functions as one organic whole. And we are a part of the universe, therefore, we should also live our life in tune with the rest of the universe. How to do that? That the Vedas teach us. Do this and don't do this. Just as a conductor tells them to raise, to lower, and according to the musicians play. And so also, as though Ishvara or God is the conductor telling us do this, then you are in harmony. Don't do that, because otherwise you will disturb the harmony. And if I am in harmony, then I benefit and the world around me benefits. I am in disharmony, I stand to lose and I create also the violence or injury to the world around me. So duty is life of non-violence. Right is the life of violence. Duty is life of non-violence. Tadvitam karma samshtiyadam. Live a life of duties as taught in the scriptures. Even if you don't study Vedas, that's alright. You study Bhagavatam, you listen to Bhagavatam, Ramayana, you just watch Mahabharata. So nowadays we are very well educated people. We know, as we said yesterday, Rama is the embodiment of Dharma, walking and talking Dharma. Teaches us how an ideal father is, ideal son is, ideal husband is, ideal wife is, and so on. So, perform your roles according to the script of Dharma. Veneshasya vidhiyatam abhachiti. And then it goes a step further. That not only your Dharma towards your parents, etc., but basically you are related to Ishvara the whole. Veda has a very beautiful perception of life, a very inclusive perception of life. They look upon human being as a member of the whole universal family. And therefore, we live a life such that your actions become an offering to Ishvara. That may Lord be pleased with his action. When you perform dharma, automatically you are in harmony with Ishvara. Kamye matisthyadyata. See, living life of duty, living life of dharma, living life of offering. Yesterday we said that there are two attitudes. One is the attitude of a consumer, other is the attitude of a contributor. The Vedas teaches the life of contributor, that you produce the maximum and consume the minimum. So you produce the maximum and offer, and you take the minimum that you require and offer the rest for the need of the others who are more needy than you. A life of a contributor. Then what it does is, when I live a life of a contributor, a life of beauty, a life of dharma, a life of offering, then as I said yesterday, that it is our experience that whenever you do even a small act of kindness, you go out of your way a little bit to help somebody. As a result, you feel good. A doctor says that when he treats a patient and sees a smile on the face of the patient because patient is feeling better, is cured, that is another satisfaction. So ideally a doctor's satisfaction should come from the satisfaction of patient, and the income is a byproduct. Of course that may have not been the case these days, income is the primary and the satisfaction is byproduct, I don't know, but ideally this is what it is. for everybody. We are all working someplace. You are an engineer, a doctor, an accountant, whatever you are, a farmer, a cook, housewife, whoever you are. Whatever you are doing, do it such that you enjoy what you are doing. They say that love what you do and you'll be happy. Happiness is not far to discover, it is discovered within our own self. And more we display the spirit of offering, more that happiness has become uncovered. You see, what deprives me of the experience of happiness is my selfish attitude. Where I am a self-centered person and nobody else has a place in my life. More other-centered you become, more selfless you become, more of your wholeness becomes manifest, and happier you feel within yourself. Then the need of searching for happiness in the world automatically goes down. You find that slowly and slowly the pressure of kamana, the pressure of desires, pressure of cravings automatically goes down. Papamgaf paridhuyadam. Call them desires, call them likes and dislikes. So papamgaf, the multitude of the sins. So what does the papa, what does the sin do to me? It makes me unhappy. Wherever anger arises in my mind, I am unhappy. Whenever jealousy arises in my mind, I am unhappy. Whenever aversion arises in my mind, I am unhappy. All these negative tendencies make me unhappy. And all unhappiness is said to be the result of papa or sins which we may have committed in the past, we don't know when. They said yesterday that we accept the continuity of life. And therefore, what I am is the product of the past. I am born with a certain nature, and that nature is a result of the past karma. And now it is up to me what this law of karma says is that just as the present day is the product of the past, the future is the product of the present, which means that you have the freedom to build your own destiny. So that's a positive note in the law of karma. People say that the Hindus or Indians are all fatalists. No. In fact, law of karma says that it is in your hand to build your own destiny. Therefore, perform actions of offering, perform actions of selfish attitude. Automatically the selfish attitude will go down. It is selfishness, that is called ego, that is called likes and dislikes, that's what makes me agitated, that's what makes me restless, that's what makes me unhappy. We think that happiness comes from the world. Once our Swami was telling us, he asked a person, "Hey, this morning you look rather unhappy, what's the matter?" "Swamiji, I have not received a letter for last 3 months from my parents." Asked other fellow, "You look unhappy, what's the matter?" "Swamiji, I received a letter this morning." Ask a third person, "How come you look unhappy?" "Swamiji, I am not married." "How come you are unhappy?" "Swamiji, I am married." "How come you are unhappy?" "I don't have children." "You are unhappy?" "I have children." So we have concluded that the cause of our happiness lies outside ourselves, not here. Cause of our happiness lies within ourselves in terms of our likes and dislikes, attachments and aversions. What is the like or attachment? That I cannot do without something. When my happiness and comfort depends upon something else, then I become dependent upon something else for my happiness and comfort. What is dislike? Dislike is the opposite of that. I cannot stand something. In presence of something I feel uncomfortable, I feel unhappy. That's a dislike. in absence of something and uncomfortable and unhappy, that is called attachment. Attachment and aversion. All our vyavahara, all our interactions are all decided by our attachments and aversions. In Sanskrit, there are raga and dvesha. Raga means attachment, dvesha means aversion. Understand that more raga dveshas we have, more restlessness there is, more unhappiness we have, and less raga dveshas we have, happier we are. For being happy, we do not need anything other than ourselves. At the same time, for being unhappy also, I do not need anybody other than myself. Understand? Lord Krishna says, Atmaiva Hyatmano Bandhu, Atmaiva Ripuratmana. Our own mind can be our benefactor, our own mind can be our enemy. If mind is under control of likes and dislikes, acts as our enemy. And a mind that is free from likes and dislikes acts as our friend. Mane eva manusyanam karanam bandha mokshayo. Another statement. That mind itself is the cause of bondage, mind itself is the cause of liberation, mind itself is the cause of unhappiness, mind itself is the cause of happiness. Therefore, to be happy, all we need to do is to get rid of likes and dislikes. That's all we need to do. You don't need any rasgulla, you don't need any movies, you don't need any object of happiness to be happy. Because happiness, see, when you enjoy something, please tell me. When you enjoy even a good movie or good food or whatever you enjoy, do you find happiness coming from outside or inside? Or do you feel happiness welling up from inside? When you enjoy something which is out there, the happiness all wells up from within, is it not so? So what is it that is coming as an obstacle to the manifestation of happiness is likes and dislikes. How can likes and dislikes go? By the attitude of being a contributor. As selfless you are, likes and dislikes mean selfishness. Raga also is an expression of selfishness, dvesha also is an expression of selfishness, and therefore, more other-centered you become, less self-centered you become, more selfless you become, more giving you become, more contributor you become, more and more likes and dislikes go away, and that's how the heart becomes lighter and lighter. Lighter it becomes, purer it becomes, happier it becomes. This Mahabhauga Paridhuyana. May you get rid of or uproot all this multitude of the sins being raga and dvesha. Another beautiful attitude Lord Krishna teaches in the Bhagavad Gita is called Prasada. With raga dveshas, we react to every situation. With attachment and aversion in our heart, we react to situations. If situation is favorable, I react with elation, with harsha. Situation unfavorable, I react with shoka or depression. So most of our behavior is of the nature of reaction, not of action. Although ideally we are all given a free will, but generally the free will is not used by us. It is our raga dvesha which control our free will. So Lord Krishna is prasada buddhi. Whatever comes before you, welcome it. Accept it as the prasada, as grace of Ishvara. Just as in temple, whatever the pujari gives us is accepted happily as prasada. In prasada, it does not matter what the item is. What matters is it is coming from the Lord. Similarly, we perform the karma, we perform the action. Karmanyavadikaraste ma phaleshu kadasana. Lord Krishna says that your freedom is in performance of action. And Lord Krishna says, I determine what the outcome is. Thus, in our life there is a partnership between Jiva and Ishvara. Imagine a tennis court where two persons are playing. One side is the coach, not two persons. One side is the coach, other side is the trainee. I am playing with my coach. What does the coach do? Coach wants to train me. So there is no, sometimes the coach gives me easy balls that I can return and feel happy that I am learning. But coach doesn't do it all the time. He deliberately sends back the ball so that makes me run from this end of the court to the other end. That's how I get trained, isn't it? You can't get trained if he gives you all the balls when you are standing. You can't get trained. So also when I perform an action, it is my stroke of the tennis ball. Karma. Karma phala is what? Ishvara is sending back. Ishvara is a coach. And his agenda is to train me, to make sure that I go, I grow, I become stronger. Therefore, deliberately, he may give me balls which are not very convenient, which make me run around here and there. We call it pain. We like that there should only pleasure in our life. We like that. But that is not the case. There is pleasure and pain, perhaps more of pain than pleasure. Swami used to say, dukkam, 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 sukham, dukkam, 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 sukham. Meaning that in between many events of dukkha, there is one little sukha. But that is deliberately for a human being. Because Ishvara is the coach and he wants us to grow. Grow in our inner purity, in our emotional maturity. He wants us to go into bigger and better human beings than what we are. He wants us to grow into a happier human beings. Therefore, pain also comes in life. Pain or unpleasantness also is a reality of life. You cannot avoid it. So Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, accept with equanimity of the mind. Accept gracefully whatever comes to you. Pleasure and pain. Accept them both as the prasada of the Lord. This attitude of accepting whatever comes before me as prasada is not prasada buddhi. Buddhi means attitude here. Prasada buddhi, attitude of prasada. So a beautiful attitude. Not easy. Some people think they are going good, then it's easy to accept them as prasada. When they are not going good, then we forget Bhagavan. No. Kabir ji says, Dukha mein sumirna sab kare, sukha mein kare na koi. Jo sukha mein sumirna kare, to dukha kahe hoy. What it means is that everybody remembers God only when they are unhappy, they forget Him when they are happy. If they remember Him when they are happy, why should unhappiness come? So Bhagavan wants us to remember Him. Understand that you cannot live a life forgetting me. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mahamunasmara nityacha. Lord Krishna says that at all the times, remember me. Remember my grace. Understand that you are what you are because of me. Whatever you have is a gift given by me. That body is a gift given by me, your sense organs are a gift given by me, your emotional mind is a gift given by me, your intellect is a gift given by me, all this life is a gift given by me. Enjoy that gift. And pleasure and pain also are a gift given by me. Success and failure also are a gift given by me. Just remembering him under every circumstance is that it is he who creates the circumstances. It is he who creates the situations. And have this attitude that this is Ishvara's prasad. Sometimes prasad is bitter, sometimes it is sweet. What way the nature of prasada? It is Ishvara's prasad. That way, our attitude will not be one of reaction, it will be one of action. I welcome everything as an opportunity to grow. I look upon pain also as an opportunity to grow. There is no pain, no gain. I don't look upon Ishvara as an angry God or as somebody who is taking revenge. No. I look upon Ishvara as my coach. But Swami calls him, a therapist. Or a coach. And only agenda I coach has is to make sure that the trainee grows. And understand ultimately what is dukkha. The loss of some worldly things need not be equated to failure of dukkha. We said yesterday that happiness is key to success. Success is not the key to happiness. Happiness is key to success. And therefore, don't too much be concerned about the success in the worldly matter. Inner success is important. As long as you can maintain prasada buddhi, while performing action, you can maintain the buddhi of offering. While receiving the result, you can maintain the buddhi of prasada. You are bhakta. So here Vedanta teaches us how we should be bhakta or devotee of the Lord. Ishvara should have a central place in our life. Whatever we do for Him, and whatever comes also comes from Him. Pāpāgah paridhuyatam. And this way, the likes and dislikes slowly are exhausted away. Our heart becomes purer and purer. It becomes sattvic. The mind, they say, is made of the three gunas, sattva, rajas and tamas. Sattva, rajas and tamas are three dispositions of which our mind is made. When the mind is predominantly sattvic, then it is tranquil, cheerful. There is enthusiasm, there is the love for Ishvara, love for knowledge, there is bhakti, there is shraddha, the mind that enjoys sattva. In the mind which is predominant in rajas, there is bhoga buddhi, wants to go and get, wants to accumulate, wants to enjoy, wants to dominate, wants to achieve, wants to control. In the mind which tamas is predominant, that mind is dull, inactive. There is no initiative, no enthusiasm. All of us experience these three states of minds from time to time. There are certain times when we feel very much at peace with ourselves. There are times. When you are at peace with yourself, the mind is sattvic. Sometimes you are agitated, restless, mind is rajasic. Sometimes dull, no initiative, laziness, lethargy, the mind is tamasic. So what we want ultimately is that our mind should be predominantly sattvic. That's what we want. And that's what it does. Amoga pariduyata. Raga means rajas, dvesha means tamas. As raga dveshas slowly get exhausted away, the rajas and tamas, the impurities also get exhausted away, the mind becomes sattvic, becomes pure. It is called Shuddhantahkaran, pure mind. Antahkarana Shuddhi, purity of mind is very important. Then our perception also becomes very objective. It is important to see things as they are. When we have raga dveshas, attachment and aversions, then usually our mind has a distorted perception. It does not see things as they are, it superimposes its own raga dveshas and then it sees. Therefore we see happiness where it is not, we see unhappiness where it is not. So we see unhappiness itself where it is not, we see happiness in the world where it is not. That is all because of rajas and tamas. As the mind becomes sattvic, we experience happiness from ourselves and we have a bright perception of the world also. So next sentence says, Bhava sukhe dosho nusandhiyata. Reflect upon the inherent limitation of worldly pleasure. Bhava sukhe, bhava means samsara, sukha means happiness, bhava sukhe, in the happiness of samsara or the worldly pleasures. Dosha, inherent limitation, anusandhiyata, reflect upon. Bhava sukhe, dosho anusandhiyata, reflect upon the inherent limitations in the worldly pleasures. We said yesterday and day before yesterday that what we are looking for is infinite happiness. Understand that everyone has this basic desire of limitless happiness. Nobody is going to be satisfied with any limited happiness. And Bhavasukhe dosho sandhiyata. All objects of the world are limited. So even if they give me happiness, suppose accepting, then also the happiness will be limited. We must know that a limited thing cannot cannot give me any lasting satisfaction. A limited thing cannot give me a lasting satisfaction. It can give me satisfaction for a while and then satisfaction disappears. I was craving for a promotion. I worked very hard, I got the promotion. I was overjoyed, I was ecstatic. Now I have a new office. Now my status, has increased. Now I'm more respectable. Very good. You enjoy that new office, enjoy the new status. How long? A week? 2 weeks? 3 weeks? And then you get used to it. Then it's okay. I tell you, even in lottery, suppose you have a jackpot of $34 million. If you don't have a heart attack, then, because you get something like that, maybe it's possible that there will be a heart attack. Even $34 million, okay. Now you'll have a much bigger house and you'll have a few cars and chauffeurs and a beach woman and this and everything you have. Then what? You get used to that also. And then you look for something else. There is an interesting verse in Sanskrit. One of the Subhashitas. Nisvo yekashatam shati dashashatam laksham sahasradipah. Nisva means money. Nisva, one who doesn't have a penny. Nisvo yekashatam. Ask him, what do you want? He doesn't have panic. What do you want? I want 100 rupees. That's a lot of money for him. I'm talking about many years ago, not today. Many centuries ago, when these verses were written. And that time, 100 rupees was a lot of money. So if a person is penniless, what does he desire? He desires 100 rupees. Okay, you give him. Shati dasha shati. So this eka shata, shati dasha shata. Shati means one. With 100 rupees, he desires dasha shata, 1,000 rupees. Okay, give me 1,000 rupees. Ask him after 6 months. Are you happy? No. When 1,000 rupees come, he enjoys for a while. Then he gets used to it. Then his mind wants more. Laksham sahasradipa. A person who has 1,000 wants laksham. He wants a lakh of rupees. Those days, Lakshavipati used to be like the richest man in the town. He wants all the riches. Okay, give him that. Now, where is all the money? Are you happy now? Lakshesha Kshitipalana. A person who is wealthy now stands for election. He wants power. Kshitipalana. Those days, a wealthy person now, what do you want? I want to be the king. Kshitipala means a king. The protector of earth is called king. Alright, you make him king of this territory. After a while, he is very happy. Then he gets used to it. Then you ask him, what more? Do you want any more? Yes, sir. Kshitipati, he chakre shivat sampadam. He wants to be sovereign. He wants to rule everything now. The whole world. Okay. Give him sovereignty of the whole universe. Are you happy? No. I want now to be the ruler of the heaven. So, Chakresha Punarindrada. This sovereign wants to become Indra. Indra means what? The god of Devatas. Make him Indra. Are you happy? Surapati Brahmaspadam Vanchati. Indra wants to become Brahma. Brahma Vishnu Padam. Brahma wants to become Vishnu. Hari Harapadam. Vishnu wants to become Shiva. Trishna Kokata. Who has ever reached the Avadhi? Has ever reached the end of Trishna, the craving? Never. Because basically human being wants limitless. And even every position is limited. So what is the distance between limited and limitless? Limitless distance. What is the difference between 1 and infinity? Infinity. 100 and infinity also infinity. 1,000 infinity also infinity. A million infinity also is infinity. Is it not so? So whatever you achieve is going to be limited. And the limited thing is always limited, meaning that you are still far removed from your desire of limitless. So Bhavasukhe Dosha Anusandhiyana. We reflect upon the inherent limitation in the worldly pleasures that are inherently limited. It is not their fault, that is how they are made. Whatever is created limited. And what I want is limitless. And a few limited things cannot become limitless. A few finite numbers cannot become infinity. Even number of finite numbers cannot become infinity. Understand that. So a sattvic mind is a reflecting mind, a thinking mind. So what do I want in my life? Upanishad says, Parikshalokan karmachitan brahmano nirvedamayat. When you reflect upon what it is that you achieved, then you realize that whatever you achieved is still limited and what you want one is limitless, no limited thing can give you limitless. Then where is that limitless? It says next line, Atmecha Vyavasiyata. Entertaining desire for knowing the self, Atmecha. Ichha means desire. Atmecha means Atma Jignasa, desire for knowing the self, Vyavasiyata. Come to this conclusion that what I am seeking can be attained only from Atma, from myself and nowhere else. The Ishvara is limitless. The self is limitless. That is what I am seeking in life. This morning, we told you the story of the 10th man. We have not told you. Other day I tried to demonstrate with my glasses, but that was not a successful experiment. So I must tell you another story. The story of some boys in a village. Once upon a time, these boys had a desire to go for a picnic. So they went to the head of the village and sought his permission. Sir, can we go tomorrow for a picnic? That was the time when children were very obedient, these days nobody could ask anybody, but it was that time. Fortunately, that village head was a generous person. Okay, we can go tomorrow. But one condition, one of you must take the responsibility of bringing everybody back safely. So one of them volunteered, I take the responsibility of bringing back everybody safely. All right, fellows, stand before me. Let me count how many you are. So they were all made to stand, and he counted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 of you, all right? Make sure that all of you come back. That's your responsibility. Yes, okay, I'll bring them back. Next morning, the boys were very happy. They set out for a picnic, for an excursion. Walking and jumping and running and enjoying themselves. Then they came across a river. There was not much water in the river, so they all walked through the river. They knew the swimming also, but they all went swam through the river. At the other bank of the river now, this boy, whose responsibility was to make sure of the safety of all of them, decided that before we proceed further, let me verify if all of us are reached safely or not. So he had observed the previous evening how that old man had counted them. So let me count. So he told his friends, come on fellows, line up before me. I want to count you. So they all lined up before him. He counted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, we were 10 last night. What happened? He started with other 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He counted many ways. He says, come on fellows, no, don't talk. Keep quiet. I get disturbed. Keep quiet. Stand quietly. He counted again. Stand according to the order of your height. All kinds of things he tried. Every time the answer is 9. Then he invited one of his friends, you come forward, you count. Maybe I'm making a mistake. That boy also had studied the same school, he also came forward and counted. Each one came forward one by one and counted that there were only 9 boys. Now they all concluded the 10th man is lost. Where is he lost? Is he drowned in the water? Is he lost in the bank somewhere? So they divided themselves search parties and they started looking for everywhere around to see if the 10th boy is missed. Maybe he has lost his way. So they started searching for him. In the water, outside the water. For the whole day they searched for the missing boy. They could not find him. But they had no heart to go back home because they remembered that old man. He will ask, how many of you fellows, did you all return safely? What shall you tell him? So they were seated under a tree, very sad. Fortunately for them, an elderly person was passing by. He saw these children under a tree. They were all very sad. Children, what's the matter? Why do you look so sad? That leader told the story that one of us is lost. How do you decide that one of you is lost? Well, I counted. How did you count them? He demonstrated. He asked his friends to line up and counted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there are 9. The 10th boy is lost. One man says, my children, don't worry. I will tell you where the 10th boy is. Oh, have you seen him? I have seen him. So they thought that he has seen him someplace. Where is he? I'll show you. Now, line up again and count carefully. Now that this old man has said that I will show you where the 10th boy is, it is Deva Shraddha, Deva Bhakti. He has inspired confidence. So they are relieved. There is a lot of relief now, at least that he is not lost. With Shraddha and Bhakti, he started counting again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Where is the 10th boy? Hey, you are the 10th boy. Tvam dashamosi. How many 10th boys are there? Each one of them is a 10th boy, is it not? When he counts, he is the 10th boy. So when they were searching for the 10th boy for the whole day, who were they searching for? Their own self. It is strange, is it not, that you are searching for your own self? But that's what ignorance does. Ignorance of the self, not knowing who I truly am. And similarly also, we are in search of happiness, in search of success. In all the world, in every so many pursuits, we are searching for happiness and success, but you can't find it. Because you do not look where it is. It is our own self. So this understanding comes either by satsang, or Swami just from a paper bag, from here and there. So this understanding comes that what you are seeking is your own self. Therefore, the desire for achieving happiness transforms into desire for knowing the self. Understand? So far, he was trying to search for the happiness. Now, he recognizes that it is self that is the nature of happiness, and now his desire gets transformed into the desire for knowledge. Atmecha vivasiyata. Entertain the desire for knowing the self. It's called jignasa. Jnatamicha jignasa, the desire to know. See, when the mind becomes sattvic, automatically there is desire to know. When the mind is rajasic, there is desire to enjoy. When the mind is tamasic, there is desire to destroy. When the mind is rajasic, there is desire to grab. When the mind is sattvic, there is desire to give and know. So now the desire for knowledge has arisen in you. And actually the Upanishad says, Tat vijnanartham sa guru meva vigachet. For gaining the knowledge, he should go to the teacher. But here, several steps are told in between. That this desire should become a strong desire. And for that, so right now, for example, all of you people have been listening to Bhagavad Gita, listening to Vedanta, listening to these lectures here also. And a certain value of knowledge arises. That yes, it is important to know Ishvara, important to know the self. After that desire, that understanding is arising, the lifestyle should also be now in keeping with that understanding. Our lifestyle should be consistent with what our agenda is. If you want to enjoy life, you should live a certain kind of life activity so that you can get what you want to enjoy. But if you know something, then now is a life of retirement. So, on the first day we pointed out that Lord Krishna says that there are two stages. In the spiritual development of a seeker, first stage is life of activity, second stage is life of contemplation. Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yogena Sankhyam, Karma Yogena Yoginam. In the third chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says that first stage is Karma Yoga. What does Karma Yoga do? Papoga Paridhuyatam. All papas, all the sins, all raga dveshas are slowly washed away and your mind becomes slowly purer and purer. Mind becomes sattvic. So what is the role of Karma Yoga? To make your mind sattvic. Then it has done its job. In that sattvic mind, there arises a desire for knowledge. So now, you have to make the desire more earnest. You have to make the desire burning desire. Just desire is not enough, a burning desire must be there. So burning desire, then you will adopt a lifestyle which is consistent with that desire. So here we are told, Nijagruhat Purnam Vidirgamyatam. Purnam, immediately or quickly, Nijagruhat from one's own home, Vidirgamyatam, get out. Says that and get out of the house quickly. So when you hear this, there is no more, this is not for us. Vedanta is not for us. What is meant here is, whether you physically go out of the house or not, is not the intention. But house means attachment. House has two things. When you are living in the house with the family, the one there is an attachment with my members of family, no, that's a distraction. No, you want to live a life of what we call contemplation. So life of activity now, you have graduated into the life of contemplation. Knowledge requires contemplation. Knowledge requires study of the scriptures. We'll discuss later on. Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam. The knowledge takes place when you first expose yourself to the teaching from the teacher. Mananam, reflect upon what you have learned. Nididhyasanam, deeply meditate upon and imbibe, and assimilate what you know now as true. This is how the process of knowledge is described in our scriptures. It's a full-time pursuit. So now there was a transition from a life of activity to a life of contemplation. A transition. Not right away, but a transition. You will not yet become an aspirant who has a burning desire for such knowledge. It has not yet happened. But for that to happen, you must live a lifestyle which is conducive to that. So when the teacher here says, Vijagruha Purnam Vinyan Gamyatam, quickly leave your home, meaning give up the attachments. Home means attachment. So when we live at home, there is going to be an attachment to the home itself, to the near and our family, to the near and dear ones, to all the possessions in the house. You know, there is an attachment. So without attachment we cannot live. But unfortunately, that attachment comes in the way of your contemplation. You want to study Bhagavad Gita and you thought of your wife comes now, oh okay, she has gone out, has she come back or not? My son, is he back from the school? Whatever. Things like that. So when you are at home, this kind of thoughts, arise of attachment and reverence, do distract you. So the attachments become a distraction to the life of contemplation. And second thing is, when you are staying at home, then you must do something. You cannot take the benefit of the security of the home and not contribute something. So when you are at home, you must do your duty, contribute something. So that also becomes a distraction. So what is meant by giving up the home is, now, if there is truly a desire for knowledge of yourself, you have truly understood that what you are seeking is not to be found in the worldly objects and worldly achievements. The wealth and name and fame and recognition cannot give you what you want. That your idea of success has changed. So I thought that success lies in accumulation of wealth and name and fame, etc. That is where the success lies. And therefore I was all the time, pursuing those ends. But now the understanding has changed. Now I recognize that the happiness is nothing but my own self. And therefore it is not to be achieved, it is to be known. The 10th man is to be, now what happened? You are Tasmosik, you are the 10th man. That's called the knowledge. So when we are seeking something that is already there, the answer is knowledge. Remember the example of my glasses? The glasses are pushed around my head, they are already with me. Any amount of searching will not bring you the glasses. It's to know that glasses are with me. Similarly, the 10th man, the one who is searching for, is the 10th man. Any amount of search or any amount of activity will not gain the 10th man. But knowing that I am the 10th man, see? So when it comes to achieving something that you don't have, the karma or action is the means. When it comes to achieving something that you already have, knowledge is the means. Understand? Vedanta calls it praptasya prapti. Prapti, attainment. Praptasya, what is already attained. Like 10th man also is what? Praptasya prapti, attainment of what is already attained. So Atma is already my own self. So attainment of already attained is my knowledge.